All right. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Kingdom of the Kael Isles. Yes, this is my first um, custom D&D campaign, and crazy shit has gone on recently. So figure let's just dive into this because there's a lot going on to kind of bring us back into the kingdom. You guys recently returned from the Feywild to find dragons and dragon knights everywhere. You saw three yourselves, and Fade deciding that he wanted to protect his friends, called upon the power of his god, which theoretically should have been restored, um, now that the barrier had been broken, and in practice was kinda. But when he invoked that power, some crazy blue chick showed up. Um, and Fade, and then um, an old friend came and helped sequester you guys away. And after talking a little bit, finding out a few things about what's been going on for the past few months that you guys have been gone, you've now traveled to an underground cavern in the mountains where there's a slight resistance force that's been uh, building and trying to fight against the new dragons that are now taking over the kingdom of the Kael Isles. So, um, last session, um, we ended with you guys, I believe, getting to the cavern. Am I correct in that?
We were there.
Okay.
And Fade nearly tried to kill himself.
Almost succeeded. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I believe we left off with Big B's wearing off finally and Fade dropping to his knees.
Okay. So, you guys are kind of recovering from just the excitement and adrenaline rush of just everything going all at once. Um, and who is the highest passive perception? Ava, what's yours?
16.
Anyone higher?
20.
Mm,
Or
yeah,
less than most.
Kato's 19.
Good. Fade, we're going to ignore your passive right now because you're preoccupied. So Kata, I believe you're the next highest then. So while Fade is kind of breathing heavy and coming back to his senses, and the unconscious form of the woman that appeared has kind of been laid to rest on the ground. Um, Everyone else is really kind of focused on Fade because he's kind of in a dangerous place right now. But Kata, with your almost unnaturally acute hearing, just from growing up in the jungle and that, you hear the sound of bare feet on stone. And you look over and you see this woman coming over. As you kind of focus on her a little bit, you see she has the pointed ears that are typical of Eladrin, and the kind of more pale features than like high elves and wood elves. And she's running over to see what's going on, and she just sees an unconscious body there. So she immediately runs over and starts looking at this person. And then you see a few more people of varying races coming over to see, and the woman looks up and says, "Who who is this person, and what's happened to her?" And she looks around, and her eyes settle on Fade, and you watch her expression change drastically. You see first this look of shock and then of pure anger as she gets up, walks over to Fade, spins him around because he's not on the floor. He's just kind of on his knees, kind of. Spins him around, and Fade, as you feel this hand on your shoulder, she spins you around, and your face erupts in fire as the rest of you hear this loud snap as her hand goes across Fade's face. And as you kind of travel with it and look up into the eyes of your sister, you see just an overflowing well of different emotions. You can see anger and sadness and happiness and just everything rolled into one. And she's just standing there looking at you.
I start to cry.
She goes, don't you dare. Not after what you've done to us. I had to bury him.
I had to stop him.
But there wasn't another way. You couldn't have. I mean, you're supposed to be this all-powerful cleric. I mean, when you left to study on and devote yourself to the guiding beacon, you were supposed to save lives, not take them. And then we find out that you worship a dark lady, and they said you were part of some death cult, and that you were sacrificing a ladrin for your own evil purpose. I don't know what to believe.
That part totally fake.
And she kind of turns and she's like, she looks at you, and there's anger at first, and then she kind of softens because not only are you young, but you look younger than you are. And so she looks at you, she's like, who are you?
We've been traveling with him for some time. He do dumb things, especially right now.
That's an understatement.
But
I can't deal with this right now. We have someone that... Who is this woman? Where did you find her?
that's what we're trying to figure out.
I don't understand. And that's when I can't remember his name now.
Serrated Death.
Thank you. Serrated Death comes up and goes, well, she kind of appeared out of nowhere. We're trying to figure out who she is. But as of right now, it doesn't really matter. She needs help. Fine, just bring her back to the infirmary. And she turns to you, Fade. We'll talk later. And you better go visit your mother now. And she walks off with the unconscious form of the woman.
Avok walks up to Fade. Family?
She's alive. My sister.
This is going to fun.
Nothing about this is fun.
No. You should know me by now, dude. I'm never having fun.
The serrated death comes up to you and says, the civilians, they're over in that part of the cave. You may want to brace yourselves. I can't really tell you what kind of a welcome you're going to get. They thought you were dead, and then you weren't dead, and then you were again. And then you were a traitor for a wee bit, and, well, there's a lot of emotions.
Right. Let's get this over with. Avok walks in that direction.
Okay. The rest of you guys?
Willow has her hands clenched into at her sides and will not look at Fade and follows Avok out of the room.
Kata? Fade?
I follow them.
Okay.
Fade is on hands and knees with his hands like in a pool of his own blood and tears at this point. And when he saw Hysis, his sister, he started crying and hasn't stopped. And he just kind of like lifts his hands and straightens his back and starts to stand up. And the blood is just, he's just staring at his hands. He doesn't look up, but he just starts to follow.
Okay. So as you guys, you're in a relatively large cavern, easily 1,000 feet in diameter, and you can see there are little areas that have kind of been built up and changed a little bit, so that you have, like, there's one area that's obviously living quarters and that, and there's another area that's obviously food prep and things like that. And on the far north side, you can see an area where your sister took the unconscious woman, and obviously it's a medical area. And you can see other people there, some Eladrin, some wood elves, some humans, and they're being tended to by various people using healers kits and things like that, but you don't see any magic or healing magic at all being used. As you guys get closer, remind me, Fade, what does your mother look like?
The whole moon has a slightly blue tint to their skin.
Okay.
She has exceptionally long platinum hair. Not at all skinny.
Okay.
Both of the family, both parents were a little bit more rotund. But
Also, thanks for the follow, Rex Munster. So as you guys get closer, you can see this woman, by Eladrin standards, thicker and more rotund, but there's still a strength and liveness to her form that's typical of all Eladrin. And as she sees you all coming, she just kind of looks through you for a bit, not seeming to focus, and then she sees Fade coming, and you guys see her get up. She rushes forward, and Fade, before you can even react, you have the familiar smell of your mother's perfume just filling your lungs, and she's wrapped her arms around you, and you can feel her just weeping quietly into your shoulder.
Once I realize who it is, and the scent is probably the memory trigger that does it, I'm so sorry. I had to.
And she kind of lifts your head up. She's like, "We're not going to talk about that now. You're alive." And from behind her, you hear, I believe, remind me, uh, uh, your family. You had a sister, and did you have a brother? I can't remember.
No, I had that best friend that from the other
Yes,
order.
there we go.
Orphan.
That's who it
Yeah.
was. So she's sitting there and she's trying to reassure you. You hear the familiar voice of your best friend going, "Of course, we're going to talk about it. He killed the Council of One. It's a pretty big deal, especially for a washout and a failure like that." And you see him kind of walking over with a sly grin on his face. And then he sees just your kind of form, and you see him kind of step back and realize just how rough you are right now. He goes, I'm sorry. I didn't. We should bring him inside. We have food. They've recently cooked midday meal. Come in quickly.
No response from me.
Your mother kind of slowly starts leading you in.
My eyes, I am kind of like dragged, but my eyes search for Willow,
She's not.
but I keep walking.
The rest of you go inside as well.
Are the do the medics look like they need any help?
Yeah, they're stopping bleeding and stuff like that, but without any healing magic. Healing takes a while.
I'll try to mass cure wounds several at a time.
Okay. So as Avok and Willow, are you guys gonna go into?
Not unless they ask her to come in. She was going to wait outside. She wasn't asked.
Fade's friend. What's his name again?
Arton.
Arton kind of gestures for you all to come in.
And as soon as he like goes back in, before Willow and I move, I take it you're still pissed.
I'm a lot of things.
All right. Well, if you don't want to go in, don't force yourself. Avok walks in.
Okay. So Willow, you watch as Kata kind of wanders off, and you see her pretty far away. You see her start concentrating, and she starts to glow a little bit with this light green energy. And then you start seeing like the moss around the caves start to grow, and you can see some mushrooms starting to grow and flourish. And you watch as a few of the people that are injured start you start seeing them breathing a little bit easier. You see a couple of them go into a deeper, more restful sleep. And Kata just keeps walking around and casting various spells to help them out. And your sister's name again?
Hysis.
Hysis. And Hysis turns to you and thanks you and goes back to just kind of maintenance and things like that.
How many people are here? Is it a big
Just
group or a small
a
one?
quick glance around. It's looking to be in the neighborhood of maybe a few hundred. There's I mean the cave system is large, but it's not large enough to house a huge population. But there's at least a few hundred here, and some that looking around, some of them are obviously warriors of some type, whether they're Eladrin or human or whatever. They know how to carry themselves. And then there's just as many women and children and civilians in general. You even see a few Eladrin nobles that you kind of recognize from your time as a bartender. So this isn't even just resistance members. There are looks like some Eladrin survivors and things like that. It's definitely a bizarre combination because you've never seen Eladrin mixing with people that aren't Eladrin on purpose. Even when they would come into your bar, you were kind of forced to give them their own separate area. No non-Eladrin were allowed anywhere near them. Things like that.
I think she just waits outside and watches Kata be a bright moment in all of this.
Okay. So Avok and Fade, as you guys get in, you can see there's some sort of like mushroom stew in a larger bowl or larger kind of pot in the center. And you can see that it's not just your family, Fade. You can see a few more Eladrin, and then you can see a bunch of other, like you can see some pretty young wood elves that look to be former slaves. You can see some humans. You even see a dragonborn in there, and they're all kind of just going up and getting food and stuff like that. So
There may have been a moment where Fade's mother and sister and friend were talking to him, but that moment has passed as he is kind of just off near a wall, not really looking at anything, just standing there with head down. And then
you
he
are
kind of looks.
offered a bowl of mushroom soup eventually. Do you take it?
No,
Okay.
I don't acknowledge anyone. But I'm going to look for what I believe to be my god.
Mm-hmm.
And if I find, I just make sure that, like, she's being tended to without going over there.
Yeah, you see her. She's resting. She's breathing. Just not conscious right now. Avok, you're offered a bowl of mushroom soup.
Havok takes it and just nods. He doesn't start eating or anything. He's just holding it.
Okay.
And I think at this point he's going to walk over to Fade. And notices the blank staring and, like, essentially flicks him in the ear. You there?
I am, but it doesn't matter. This is too big for any of us.
Uh-huh. What made you come to that conclusion?
I made a deal to be a follower, a servant, a champion, but it's all meaningless. Like, there's fucking dragons. There's a god, there's nothing I can do to protect you guys anymore.
Okay. First off, I'm pretty sure I'm the one who's been making sure you guys stay alive. Well, I mean, you heal, but come on, I'm your meat shield. And anyways, fuck dragons. It's just another big beast that we need to kill.
Getting back here was all I could think about for a while there. And now that we're here, I've taken from you, I've taken from Willow, I've taken from Kata, and I don't have anything else to give.
God, you're so melodramatic. First off, we're friends, and friends help each other out. It's cyclical or something. So it's not as if there's an end. We got each other's back, dude. And you just need to get out of your fucking funk. Not to mention, Willow is going to have some fun words with you, I can tell. And in terms of your God, whatever. Unfortunately, she's dead weight as of right now. I don't know what's going to come of that, but currently, it's not helping us. But you can still help us. For you to help us, you need to get your act together and figure out your shit and get back to me. And Avok walks away.
And he blacks out.
After
I
that
didn't think
happens,
my words were that harsh.
I was just thinking that perhaps you should consider giving up your adventuring roots and going the route of a motivational speaker.
You're back.
So, Kanta, it takes you about 10 minutes or so to go over and just ensure that everyone is taken care of. For the most part, none of the wounds, for some odd reason, it looks like roll 20 has
Yeah.
frozen on me, so I will be right back.
Okay, I think we're all just going to reload.
All right.
Roll 20, we love you.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to get onto the site is pretty.
There we go. That would be the music that hasn't been playing.
Oh. And I see Jody. I don't
Right.
see Katie.
I've got everyone but Kate.
Same.
Yep, same.
All right, I'll
Now
wait.
the music is working again. I had it pumped up to full and I couldn't hear it at all.
Oh, I could hear it. Like, it kept coming in and, like, being super eerie for a moment.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks that are watching live or on YouTube. We're trying to deal with Roll20 being awesome.
What is that? What is the response to Avok doing that and walking off as he does?
Well, while we're waiting for Kata to come back, Willow, you watch Kata deal with that stuff, and then you hear little bits and pieces of Avok's conversation with Fade, because Avok is not known for his soft spokenness. But you don't really hear enough to be able to even just get the gist of what he's saying. You just hear Avok's voice. And every so often you hear Fade or something like that. Um, what do you want to do while Kata hopefully comes back to us?
Um, are there any like groups of just kids?
Make me a perception check.
8.
All right, looking around, you're having a hard time really picking anyone out. Um, for the most part, it sounds like there's a large group of people inside the various like tents and huts that have been set up, but without going into them, you would have a hard time. And they're when I say like tents or huts, they're not small. Like they're large enough to fit 10, 20 people. Um, so
Then I think
yeah,
she just, in her hands, is tinkering a little to calm her nerves and just
okay.
wanders aimlessly.
You do smell the scent of the mushroom soup from inside the hut. So you just kind of wander for a little bit. Still no kata. Hold, please. Hmm. There we go. All right, we'll keep going. Avok, as you go and kind of sit down with your uh, stew and start eating it. It's not the worst thing you've ever tasted. It's actually not even all that bad compared to some of the rations you've had to stomach before. Um, but it's definitely not high end food like what you were having in the Verdant Empire.
Avox have like I'm pretty sure like during his days being an infantry person, someone fed him shit. So
Oh yeah, I
he's
mean you were not only were you cannon fodder, but you were a slave. So
yeah. So this is like a delicacy as far as he's concerned.
as you're sitting there, uh, Fade's mother goes and sits down near you with her own bowl. She goes, "So you traveling with my Fade, were you?"
Yeah, it's a long story.
He's he's a good boy. Just he's had some difficult times recently and had to make some very dreadful decisions. What
Uh-huh.
happened to him after the battle with the Council of One?
Uh, I honestly couldn't tell you. You have to ask him that.
He doesn't seem to be very keen on speaking to me right now.
He's just another one of his funks he gets like this from time to time. Give him the bed, he'll get over it.
I have my own duties to take care of. I guess I will see you all later.
It's a nice menu.
Um, and she kind of wanders outside. You still not? Can anyone see Katie?
No.
I'm gonna quick refresh the page and see what happens. And now she doesn't show up at all.
It's weird.
Oh, roll 20. How I love thee. Right. Let's see if I can contact her real quick. Well, while that's happening, there we go. Um, uh, Willow, as you're wandering around, you're not really paying attention to where you're going. You're more focused on the little gadget you're tinkering with. And as you're sitting there, you suddenly feel this kind of wave of dizziness, almost like a vertigo spell, and you kind of steady yourself by leaning on a wall nearby, and you actually start to drop the little set of goggles that you just kind of been tinkering with. And as you do that, you feel your hands get hot. And you look down, and they're glowing with this very bright white light. And as you sit there and you watch the goggles start to fall, you instinctively reach down to grab them. And as you do, goggles themselves start to glow and radiate this light. And as they do, you suddenly get this spark of inspiration that with these goggles you could create kind of a set of interchangeable lenses that would allow you different magnifications and maybe even different kind of visual filters that would allow you to maybe look at really bright things without hurting your eyes or other. And so you instantly just in your head get this idea of how to make one of these lenses. And without thinking, you just start putting pieces together. You think it'll probably take you some time and you'll need to find glass or gems or something for the actual lenses themselves. But You just feel incredibly strongly that this is a real possibility. And
And
for whatever
is
reason, it just seems really useful to you.
she's also grasping for something else to focus on, and so like sits down right there and starts just completely focused into it.
I go out and go outside of this the civilian quote unquote area,
Mm-hmm.
and I think sit down, put my back against a cave wall, and he starts to cast a spell,
Mm-hmm.
and then stops, and then starts again, and then stops, and then just kind of puts his head down and ends up falling asleep unintentionally.
Okay. Kata, or not Kata, I'm sorry. You're in the wrong spot on my thing. Willow, as you're sitting there and kind of focusing on this, you suddenly hear a scraping sound, like metal being dragged across stone. We may have a Kata back soon. While we wait for that, as you listen more intently, you also hear a dripping sound, like some kind of thicker liquid is landing on the on stone. As you try and figure out where it's coming from, you almost trip over a form, kind of dragging himself through the opening that you guys came from, and he collapses in front of you.
She goes over. Is somebody hurt? Is there?
You're back. Hi, that's fine.
It's all good.
It's roll 20. It happens.
It froze on me, and then when I decided to click out, I couldn't get back in, and I assumed everyone else did the same. And I've been trying to contact everyone to see what we should do.
It it mm, it happens. It's roll 20. I'm thinking what probably happened was the whole website went down. It's happened a couple times to me before, but we're all back. Nothing big has happened except Willow found a half dead dude. So I mean that's always fun. Willow, as you kind of go, you can see a pool of blood slowly starting to form, and as you flip him over, you're shocked at first to see the face of Aramis. And as you flip him over, he kind of opens his eyes. He's like, "Well, that's a nice sight. We were starting to get worried." Then he kind of looks around and starts getting himself up and just kind of collapses again. You know what? I think I'm just gonna wait here. Yeah, it's surprisingly comfortable on the ground.
She just looks at him and goes, "What the fuck?" And casts the last healing word out of the Iron Stone at him.
Okay, you see a few of his wounds start to close, but he's in bad shape. He's like, "Wow, that was nice. You wouldn't happen to have another of those, would you?"
Wait here, and she goes to try and find Kata.
Okay. Kata's not difficult to find. She's been dealing with the injured. Kata, you've been kind of going around and healing people, and then after using your magic, you were helping bind wounds and set bones and things like that. Stuff that didn't really need magic to heal.
Okay,
Just
good.
overall been being helpful. And
Yeah, I marked off 250.
okay. So as you're doing that, you hear movement from behind you, and you see Willow rushing towards you. You can see a little bit of blood on her clothes that doesn't seem to belong to her. Willow, you arrive and see Kata there.
Aramis is here? Can you just... And she just tries to communicate that without actually communicating anything.
So Kata, you can see she's
Can you come help?
bewildered. Go for it. It looks like we lost your audio for a second there, Kata. Man, Roll20 does not like us tonight. Go ahead and reconnect real quick.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, there we go.
Okay, I'll go with her then.
Okay, so you go over and you see Aramis lying on the floor. He is hurt really bad. You can see these really deep cuts on his chest that have gone straight through his armor. You can see burns. They look like electrical burns along his arm and on his neck. And he's still bleeding a fair amount.
Okay, let's stay still. I cast heal on him.
Okay, so you guys watch as Kata again kind of glows with this green energy, and then all of it just kind of shoots into Aramis, and you watch him arc his back a little bit. You watch the burns kind of just fall away. They kind of scab up and just fall off. You see the wounds close themselves almost instantly, and he takes this huge breath in, and then is breathing much easier, and he immediately sits up and he's like, wow, that was, whoa, I gotta get me one of those for home. Wow.
How are you here?
How are you here? How are any of us here? We can talk about the mysteries of life later. We got problems. Well, not really now. I mean, we're going to have problems in about 8 hours.
What?
Why did you guys invite dragons? You didn't say anything about dragons when you were coming back here. You said
They were here
Ladrin,
when
and
we
we
were-
were ready to kill a Ladrin. We weren't ready to kill dragons.
Neither were we.
Where's everyone else? Where's Avok? Where's Fade? Why is there a giant piece of scrap metal staring at me? And you notice that Fluffy has come over in kind of an attack stance as the serrated death comes over, and he's got his gun out, aimed at him. He's like, all right, who's this?
Dove, Fluffy, I think he friend.
All
An
right.
ally.
How did you find us? See, this will be better with everybody.
Okay, let's go.
So you guys head over to just outside the huts, and Avok and Fade, they come get you. Kata, you're the one that's sent to get Fade, since Willow is still less than pleased with him. And you find him kind of unconscious, just propped up against the wall.
I turn into an earth elemental and drag him.
Fade, you wake up to just being kind of dragged across the floor by an earth elemental.
I mean,
It's a hell of a
if
wake-up
that's
call.
what happens, I fucking attack you.
So, just waking up in and the shock of everything, he does kind of take a swing at you, but you both kind of realize that what's happening is just
I hit with my gauntlet the rock, but just before the blades come out, I realize it's the rock that I know.
yeah. And which comes out as just gurgle gurgle rock smash. Which is the literal translation of the Ignean.
If
That's
I'm
the
able
wrong
to grab my
language.
feet, I quickly, like, looking around. Kata, what are you okay? What's wrong?
I turn back and apparently someone want to talk to all of us.
And Kata, you know Aramis. He was the Eladrin that you guys met when you first came to the Feywild. He was the one that. So
The South.
that's who that is.
Oh,
So you know him.
oh,
Yeah.
it's Aramis.
Oh God, no!
Right, yeah.
I follow her.
Okay. So you guys all are kind of there with the serrated death, and Aramis goes, "Hey, Faye," and he kind of just sees that you look like death warmed over. He's like, "Kata, hi," and Avok. Wow, you guys look like you're having. All right, so let's get down to business.
Please.
We were able to fight off the Chosen's army. We found out a lot of the spies didn't know they were spies, and they thought that we were spies. And it was really confusing, but things are tense, but okay. And knowing that you guys were gonna need some help, fighting this war against, these other Eladrin, we sent troops through and never heard back from them. So we sent a few more through and didn't hear from them. Then they sent me through to find you guys, and I found a dragon. And then another dragon. And then, just for fun, another dragon. And then some weird guys in, color coordinated armor. And then I got the hell out of there and accidentally fell through a wall, which shouldn't have happened because that's not how walls work, and just followed it until I found Willow's foot, which turned into the rest of Willow.
How long have we been gone?
I don't know. I think it took us a few hours to it took us a few hours to get everything under control again, and then yeah, we started sending through troops as soon as we could. Why? Oh,
Just as clarity.
you
Hasn't it only been like an hour for us?
it's been it took you probably 8 to 10 hours to get through the caves and everything. So it's been a little bit of time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you guys
Okay.
went topsy turvy and
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So you guys are looking at him, and he looks at you. He's like, "Oh." He's like, "You guys didn't you? Yeah, that makes sense." So Feywild and the uh, prime material plane, they don't always like sync up, and so there's a special incantation you can make to kind of sync them up while you're passing through. It's how long
That would be
were you guys gone from here?
Few months.
4 months.
Yeah. Next time, just ask one of us, and we can fix things.
No.
It's not as confusing as it's great. So that's where the dragons came from.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we're planning on sending a decent amount of troops through to support you guys in about 8 hours.
Okay.
In order to do that, like the portal's not big enough for a huge group of people to come through all at the same time. We can only send them in maybe 5 or 6 people at a time, and that's just enough for the dragons to turn them into mush.
Right.
So we need just protecting the portal for maybe 20 or 30 minutes. That's all we need to get a large enough force through to create a barrier and just protect us so we can get a foothold here. And I'm gonna go on the assumption that you guys could use some help.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what we're here for. The Eternal Empress is even considering coming herself to kind of direct the fight, because we thought we were fighting Eladrin. I'm thinking the Prince Consort might be slightly more valuable. I'll be sure to let them know once we have a foothold. But we need help, and Spiky McKill face over here might be useful. Why it looks hungry. Is it gonna eat me? And he just keeps looking at Fluffy.
Fluffy down.
Yeah, okay. So, we've got. I was told to expect troops within 24 hours. It's, been about 16 now, so we gotta get going. Preferably to scare away the dragons.
Yep. Okay.
I've been looking at Willow this whole time.
The serrated death kind of chimes in. If we were to get reinforcements, that could turn the tide. I'm going to speak with our warriors, see what we can do. Are you well enough to help?
Of course, we have to be.
All right, this is big news. You've no idea. I'll be back. And he runs off. As he goes off, Kata, you again hear the sound of barefoot on stone. You look over and you see the woman with the blue skin walking towards you guys. The rest of you notice a few moments after Kata.
I kneel.
That's is not necessary right now. I'm not quite myself. Kata, Avok, Willow, I thank you for aiding my chosen in his quest. But things have changed. Through the barrier, I heard your prayers fade to protect your family. And I did. I used a remarkable amount of my power and had to manifest some of it on this plane to keep them safe. And unfortunately, when you did what you did, instead of simply summoning me, it pulled the last remnants of my power from Elysium into the prime material plane. I am now mortal. Though not without rather significant power. I am what you would call an avatar. However, I must return to Elysium. Right now, the laws of death and passage into the afterlife have no guardian. Things may start becoming very difficult for a lot of beings. And as she says that, Aramaeus chimes in. He's like, wait a minute. Are you saying this is the Dark Lady? Wow, your lives are so much more interesting than mine. Wow. Well, might I suggest we worry about capturing the portal to the Feywild first, and then we can focus on getting to the portal to the Shadowfell.
Whatever you require.
I need rest. I will speak with you soon. But you will need this. And she drops your holy symbol that you'd placed on her previously at your feet, and then kind of wanders away. And Aramaeus is like, yeah, you guys are so much more interesting than me.
All right.
That wasn't awkward at all. You see this serrated death come back. He's like, well, there's good news and there's bad news. Our warriors are not fighting ready, nor will they be that ready soon enough. So unfortunately, you've got me and Fluffy. But if all we have to do is hold it for a short time, we will do it. Doesn't matter if we can or we should. We will do it. Aramis is like, great. Doesn't worry me at all. Well, we were able to scare off the green dragon. The blue and the red dragon are fighting with each other just as much as they were fighting me, which is how I was able to get away. If we use that against them and we come in quietly, we might be able to let them wear each other down and then just pick off the remainders. They seem to be pretty evenly matched.
Okay. How long will it take us to get back out?
Normally you'd be looking at, now that you know the way and no one's wounded, you probably get there in 4 hours.
So we got 4 hours to figure this out.
Well, not exactly. Before venturing too far, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen, I scrolled a teleportation circle.
Huh.
So I can get us back to the mouth pretty easily. But it's a one-time use, so rest up, get everything that you need, and then let's get ready to rumble.
Okay.
Right.
So any prep work you guys want to make before you head off?
I will dig into my bag of spell components and grab my holy symbol and make a banquet table full of food.
Okay. Do you have the chalice that?
Yep, that's one of the things that I bought.
Cool. So you guys have big old table worth of food. Any work? I'm assuming you, because that lasts for an hour, I'm assuming you wait until an hour before, or half an hour before you go.
Yeah, it's fine. It works for quite a while.
Does it? I thought it was only an hour.
It's like a day.
Oh, never mind.
I think it takes an hour to consume.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So the rest of you guys, any prep work?
I got nothing.
Fucking A.
What's that?
7 temp hit points.
I rolled 7 on 2d10 for our temporary hit points from that feast.
Well, it's
That's something.
still 7 more.
Fine.
Trust me, I'm so low on hit. I'm squishier than the mage right now. I'll take them.
All right. So you guys get the effects of a long rest, waiting for everything. You get your meal, and you head out.
Well, I was gonna say something.
Oh, go ahead. What did you want to do, Katie?
At
We
some point.
might have lost your sound again. Sorry. Go for it, Will.
At some point, I guess close to when they're finishing up eating, Willow looks at Fade for probably the first time since earlier in the day,
Okay.
and just says, "Can I talk to you alone?"
My head goes down to the table and I get up pretty quickly and push myself away from the table. Of course.
And we just walk someplace that's somewhere else.
Okay.
I follow a fair distance.
So you again, it's a large enough cavern. You can find a place to be alone-ish.
Um, she takes a little bit, paces, doesn't quite know how to start or what she's doing, but eventually is just fiddling with those goggles again to do something with her hand. I have fucked up every relationship that I've ever had. My father died to save me. My daughter died, and I couldn't save her. Melody, I don't even know. I didn't even try to save her. I've always run away. I've spent my life running, but I don't want to run away. I don't want to run from this or from you. Um, but I can't do this if I have to watch you try to do what you did today. It was like watching you stab me. I, I know I can never hope to compare to what she is to you. I can't even imagine what it's like to have her here. I've never believed in anything as much as you believe in her, but I need to know if today was a crazy, desperate attempt to try and save her, or if it was more than that.
Stop. I work for her.
Are you willing to die for her, or do you intend to die for her?
I intended to die for you. She's stronger than I will ever be. I just wanted to make sure you guys were okay.
By killing yourself?
I'm small. She's so much bigger than any of us. And I love you, and I'm sorry that I did that in front of you. I didn't know what to do, and I don't know what I can do to save you guys from all this shit that none of you asked for.
None of us asked for any of the shit in our lives.
But I signed up for it, and I don't want you to pay.
You are all I have left. I don't want. Let us help save you too. We're here. I'm here because of you. I love you too. And I don't want to run away from you or from this. This is bigger than all of us. I never watched that again.
Then you won't have to. I'm sorry.
Thanks.
At this point, I've walked close enough where I just kind of put out a hand
Lola takes it.
and I lift yours and I kiss the top. I am sorry. I'm doing the best I can. I don't know what came over me. I'm desperate. You know, you're the only one who knows. You're the only one who even has the information. I don't even know what it means yet.
Then let's figure it out together.
kind of wave my hand, and the slots in my armor that I stabbed through close up, and then I wave my other hand and seem better. I guess more together, not cleaned up, but as much as I can and together. Let's go find the big dumb idiot and the nice one. I think we walk back.
Okay.
She kisses first, and then they walk back.
There's a blushing blue Eladrin walking back.
Holding hands with a tiny gnome.
It's adorable. You guys come back. You finish the meal. Anything else? Any other stuff before you head off to battle? I think you might be. We lost your sound again, Katie. Roll 20 is just being vicious tonight.
I death ward all of us when we get together again.
Cool. Actually, and I will. I'm gonna take a few minutes before we go and cast telepathic bond on us, Aramis, and Serrated Death, so we can communicate when dragons are flying around.
Okay. Do you guys see Katie?
No.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna
Negative.
just reload real quick.
Okay.
I can't
There
see.
we go.
There you go.
All right. Any prep work you want to do, Kata?
I just want to give out this apology that sorry for acting the way I did. Many bad feelings inside. Angry at me, at fate risking our lives and own goddess. And he nearly killed himself too. That is coward way out. And I may be a little scared about old dragon's thing.
Who is this to?
I think just everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was.
Mulo goes over and gives Kata a hug.
As you guys are hugging, you hear. Just FYI, not super fond of the dragons thing either.
Go eat some of that food then.
He has been.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, no, food is good, but dragons. And he just kind of sees you guys all give him that look. He's like, I'll be over here.
And she goes on, I'm so stupid. Right before attack, I had dream about unicorn giving me this, and she takes out the totem. She told me that nurturing gardener now blind to her purpose. That person back there lie, and it overtake what truth was somehow.
I'm just kind of looking at the totem, just trying to understand this crazy natural magic nonsense.
It's like looking at advanced mathematics written in Chinese.
Yeah.
So you guys, anything else?
No.
Cool. So um, Aramaeus kind of gets you guys all together, and he casts his spell. As you guys appear there, you can smell the kind of noticeable scent of blood in the air, and you look down to see scorch marks on the ground from where a magic circle used to be, and there are little trails of blood all around it. And as Aramaeus looks, he's like, "Well, I left my magic chalk at home. Give me a break." It's over here, and you guys should see a map.
Yep.
For those of you watching at home, I don't actually have the map, so I'll have everyone kind of describe what they're doing in addition to moving their pieces. But I wanted to give these guys a little bit more tactical.
Okay.
So you guys will be coming in from the northeast corner.
All right, northeast corner.
If you go to journal,
That's up.
your characters should be there, and if you just click
Yeah.
and drag them over,
Uh-huh.
Your mini should appear,
Cool.
and you should be able to control it and everything. So go ahead and put your minis out there.
Cool.
Anywhere in the first 16 by 16 area in the upper, or I mean not 16, 5 by 5 area in the upper left hand corner.
Sounds good.
As you guys are doing that, you do notice here a red dragon in the southwest corner with looks like his champion nearby doing battle with a blue dragon, and his knight nearby. So they're on the opposite side that you guys are.
Okay.
And I should go. See, that's Fluffy right there.
Oh, Floofy.
Any nice?
Populating battle maps. Doo-doo-doo.
The joys of being prepared. I'm totally a prepared GM. And that there, the gray guy, that's that's
Scared to death.
Yep. And then this will be Aramis. All right. So what I'm gonna need from you guys here is go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
What if I don't want to?
Oh, nice.
What are you talking about? Two what looks like huge sized dragons and two dragon knights? This is a cakewalk. I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
That's cleric initiative. Cool.
Oh, don't worry. I have less.
Nope, not ideal.
No.
Oh boy.
All right, Ava.
16.
All right, Fate.
10.
Kata.
26.
Willow.
2.
Awesome.
Yep.
Where did my... There they are. I lost my dice for a second there. Straight to death. So 15. Wow. Fluffy's at a 19. Aramis is at a 9. And these I have to look at the stat blocks for. Not metal, these are chromatic dragons. Alright, dude. Wow.
Oh, God.
All right. First up is going to be Kata.
Oh, God.
I can change music now.
Okay, so the story of death told us to,
Well,
try to.
what you see right now is right as you guys get close, you see this just wave of fire erupting from the red dragon as it kind of strafes over the area, engulfing the blue dragon knight and the blue dragon. But you see the blue dragon knight clasp the two shields on his arm together and kind of deflect the flame attack around them. And then the blue dragon from his place on the ground shoots up a lightning bolt and kind of singes part of the red dragon a bit. And so you can see them fighting. They seem oblivious to you thus far. And you can see around the portal there are some Eladrin corpses that are far beyond healing.
Alright, so, sorry, Dad told us to try to stay hidden unless they see us.
Kind of. Basically, the idea is do what you can to let them fight each other, because red dragons are not, or dragons in general are not fun to fight.
Yeah.
Looking at the map, any of the gray walls are half walls, so you can crouch behind them, but they'll only give half cover at best. The black walls are full-size walls.
Okay. I'm gonna go over here, try to hide, maybe hold any actions as needed.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you wonder, because of how far away you are, you don't need to make a stealth check to kind of stay out of sight.
Okay.
So you guys watch as Kata just kind of dashes along the ground, Naruto style, running to get behind one of the larger walls. Next up is going to be the blue dragon. So he's going to crawl on the ground to here and then fire a lightning bolt at the red dragon, who fails to save. I gotta find the... I've got more than red and white in here. There we go. Alright, his breath. So you watch as the bolt of lightning goes and strikes the dragon pretty straight on, and he just kind of snarls. Next up is Fluffy, who's just going to very slowly sink back and brace himself. And then we get to
Good boy.
Avok.
Okay. Oh. I think Avok is going to. Yeah, he's gonna do that. Alright. Yep. Alright. He is going to stealthily move over here. That's 30 feet.
What's your total movement speed?
40.
Okay. So if you move more than half your speed while trying to be stealthy, your stealth check is made with disadvantage. So and you're close enough that you would need to make a stealth check. So you would know that before moving, if that changes your what you want to do.
Oh, God.
Hang on. That works. Alright, instead of moving all the way to the black wall, I'll move to the gray wall in front of me.
Okay. You'll still need to make a stealth check, but that'll be just made regular.
Fair enough.
Well, by the way, Fade and Willow, go ahead and take inspiration for that scene you guys did.
Yeah, dog.
Okay, that's good. That's a 20 unnatural.
All right, you think you're stealth. And anything else you want to do?
At the moment, not really. Just keep an eye out on the dragonflight.
Okay. As you get there, the blue dragon kind of lets out this ear-piercing roar, and you see him yell at his knight. We have guests. Take care of them.
Seriously.
Surprising passive perception for dragons is remarkably high.
Well, fuck me.
Before he can move, though, the red knight comes forward to there and kind of just readies himself with his double blade for an attack. And then it's Serrated Death, who's like, we've been found. And he just runs here and clicks his arm into place and gets ready for an attack. And then it's Little Boy Blue, who's gonna go. He just makes a beeline towards where you're hiding. And as he gets close, Serrated Death fires a shot and misses as this kind of globule of acid shoots out, and the Dragon Knight just kind of dives out of the way. That brings us to. Looks like Fade is next.
Sure.
So many people in initiative.
It's fun, right?
Yeah.
I will 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I will also go over here.
Okay.
And I will.
So you guys watch as Fate rushes over to stand next to Avok.
I think I will go ahead and at second level, I will make sure that the 4 main teammates here are blessed.
Okay. You guys feel this kind of weight being lifted from your shoulders. Your armor seems lighter. Your weapons just seem that much easier to handle.
And then as a bonus action, I will do nothing. Yeah, that's it. I make sure that I am within striking distance to be near Avok, though.
Okay. Red Dragon snarls and goes, "I'll take care of this. Champion, destroy them." And he moves over here, fires a huge gout of flame. He fails. So many pages. Math is hard. Stay in school, kids.
Silly Dargons.
Yeah. All right. So the flames just kind of wash over the blue dragon, and that ends his turn. Oh, and I forgot Aramis, who's just gonna run up to this dude. His blade begins to glow green as it bursts with green flame, and he rolls a nat 1 and sets the plant life on fire. He goes, "My bad." And then we go to Willow, who has decided to act at the end as a tactical strategy and not at all because she rolled like shit.
Right. Yeah, totally. Totally.
It's all tactical.
I still don't know which one. How far away am I now? I'm going to, let's see if I can go. Yeah, I'm going to move up. I don't want to cluster, but I don't like being out in the open. So
No, it's
gonna
best
move.
when fighting dragons. Stay as close to your allies as possible.
I know. That's the problem here. No, you know what? She is going to cast Investiture of Wind.
Ooh,
What the hell is that?
that's elemental evils. Or no, that's
I think it's actually from Elemental Evil, but
it's a cool
whatever
spell.
it is. Yeah. She's actually never cast it before with them. But she now has a flying speed of 60 feet.
So you guys watch as Willow sits there and concentrates, and you see her hair starts to blow up Super Saiyan style, and she just kind of slowly starts floating off the ground about 6 inches. And you can see just wind swirling around her, enveloping her.
And I'm gonna move.
You hear
On the week, guys. the Broly movie comes out, coincidentally.
All right, move over here. We're a little less clustered. And I believe the blue one's within 60 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, surrounding a 15-foot cube around the blue dragon, there's a swirling wind, kind of not quite a storm, but just swirling winds. And he has to make a Constitution saving throw. And if I can get his Dragon Knight with him, that would be great.
Well, he gets a nat 20, and that's actually the red Dragon Knight next to him. So he's fine, but the red Dragon Knight only gets what is it, con?
Yeah.
That'll be a unnatural 20 for him.
Well, then they both save. But they still take some damage.
Okay.
So that's 14 half, so 7 damage.
Okay.
That.
Give me a second. All right, so you guys watch as she just kind of extends her arm, and this bolt of wind just goes over and lands near them, and then you see this just storm of air just swirl around them. When that happens, the dragon beats its wings to kind of collapse the storm, and actually, yeah, that works. Knocks the red Dragon Knight on his ass.
Booyah!
And then he goes 5, 10, 20, 35, 40. He goes there.
Oops.
And says hello. He seems less than thrilled that you're shooting air at him. That ends that action. That's gonna bring us back to Kata. There's a knight and a dragon friend waiting for you. Can't hear you again. I'm sorry. Roll 20. Get your shit together.
Jody, Kat was asking if she could use her held action. Did you see that message?
I didn't. But yeah. Let's say that again.
She was hoping to use
Sure.
erupting earth on the dragon.
As soon as she gets back in, say sure.
Right on.
Kata, I just saw your message. Go ahead and you can cast Erupting Earth on the Dragon Knight.
Thank you.
And then we'll have your turn.
Okay.
So first, what's Erupting Earth do again? Just that the earth blows up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys watch as Kata just slams her feet into the ground before her. You see, as the Dragon Knight is running, the earth beneath him starts to erupt. I'm assuming it's a saving throw. Okay. And I think I lost your sound again. I'm going to just refresh real quick. I have no idea what is up with roll 20 tonight.
Telepathy thing, does that go both ways? Like, can we talk to each other?
Yep.
Telepathically. For an
Kata,
hour.
can you say something real quick? I've lost your sound again. Can anyone hear
No.
No.
her?
Just type it out, Kat.
We love you, roll 20. All right.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the save?
Dexterity.
And what's the your spell save DC?
18.
He fails. Rather spectacular at 18.
Alright. So that's 25 points of bludgeoning.
Damn.
All right. He gets hurt, but he keeps going. Now it's your actual turn.
Okay. Does the dragon know we're there yet, or is it just
He
Yeah,
flew directly over
oh.
to Willow. So, and
Oh.
he saw Avox. So I just lost your sound again. Go ahead and for right now just type what you want to do, and we'll just keep refreshing to get your sound back when we can. But for whatever reason, Roll20 just doesn't like letting you have sound.
Oh,
Hey, I got your sound back, Katie.
okay.
So what do you want to do?
I'm trying to figure that out right now. I'll do Erupting Earth again on the Knight and the Dragon.
Okay. Knight fails. Dragon decides to succeed.
Okay.
It's that kind of dragon.
What's the damage?
I'm figuring that out right now.
Okay. So you guys watch as Kata again kind of concentrates, slams her fist to the ground, and you see that the ground beneath the dragon and the dragon knight just kind of burst forward.
That's flat 20 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. And 10 for him. All right.
As my bonus action, I'm going to transform into Earth Elemental.
Okay. I believe you're large when you do that, right?
Oh.
No, I'm just gonna make your mini a little bit bigger.
Okay.
All right. So you guys watch as she turns into an Earth Elemental. Do you want to move at all?
I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna try and move in to protect Willow.
Okay. All right. So next up is going to be the dragon. At the end of your turn, as you come close to him, he takes a swing with his tail. It's a 26.
That's
17 bludgeoning damage. I think half for you because you're elemental.
let me pull my stud shoots first.
And then it's his turn. He's going to check to see if he gets his breath back.
Oh god.
Which he does. again. Okay. He's gonna move here. So you watch him fly away. Kata, you do get an opportunity attack.
Sweet.
Grapple him. Don't let him go. Don't let him go.
Serrated Death misses his.
Natural one.
So does Serrated Death. And then you watch as he kind of inhales. You see these sparks flying across his mouth, and he shoots this bolt of lightning. And I need Willow, Kata, and then those Aramis and Serrated Death to make dex saves, I believe.
For lightning, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And we're blessed.
Yep.
Yup.
Don't forget about your blessing. However, both the other guys, it doesn't matter about the blessing. They're getting hit.
With a 4 on the blessing, that's a 10 for me.
Okay.
Willow's dead, I'm sure.
I'm forgetting whether I should be using the elemental's dexterity on my own.
Physical attributes would be the elemental. So
That's what I was afraid of. 18.
18. Just barely missed it for you. So you all take 66 lightning damage as this bolt of lightning just rips through you.
Cool.
Does that?
Where are you at, Willow?
30, remarkably.
And
should
how
have
much did I
90
take
hit
that?
points?
Yeah, we just leveled up and I rolled max.
Wow.
Dope.
That's good.
I was
96
feeling a
hit
little bit
points.
bad about that. Now not quite as bad.
Okay.
I have 66 max right now. Good job.
How do you have such low hit points? You're a cleric.
Because my goddess took him away.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
The vampire!
A long rest would have removed that.
Okay.
We haven't had a long rest yet.
Yeah, you did.
We did. We're good.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we did.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Okay.
All right, that's
Oh, we've got a long. I have no idea what's happening.
that finishes the dragon's turn. It's Fluffy's turn. Fluffy is not happy about his friends getting attacked, so Fluffy runs over to the dragon. However, Fluffy can't roll worse yet. Barely hits him. Unfortunately, doesn't do a ton of damage. You watch him come over and just his big, scrap metal arm just goes through and slices the blue dragon across the side. I think that's all. That brings us to Avok.
Okay. I'm going after the big target.
Go.
Let's see how far I can get. Oh, good. I can get in range. Alright. Nope. Avok is fucking frenzying. Okay.
Good. You guys hear Avok just let out a howl of rage. Veins start getting pressed against his skin.
Why are you so
Eyes
mad,
go
bro?
bloodshot.
Okay, I'm gonna
rage,
take-
bro.
Alright. I'm going to make my 2 attacks. Okay, the first one's a 23.
Thank you.
23 definitely hits.
Okay, second attack is a 26.
Another hit.
Awesome. All right. Critical. Okay.
Holy shit! It has no damage resistances.
Nice.
It
All
has
right,
an immunity, but no one's using it.
All right. In total, 37 points of damage.
That's grand total.
That's grand total. Yeah.
Okay. It's looking rough as you cut into it with your recently kind of changed back axe. You slice into it.
Oh,
And,
that reminds me. Con save.
I thought that went away with the because it's no longer. Was that a no? Because it was serrated before. Yeah.
Yeah. It was still a magic weapon. It just was
It's
advanced.
fine.
I did think so. Yeah.
So you sit there and you cut into it, and it's not bleeding as freely as you used to, but it is bleeding. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Yep.
What did you want to do? Or you done?
I'm done.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misheard you. Cool. It's the Red Dragon Knight.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Well, I'm just watching to see when that red dragon comes over.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Gonna go there. And that takes his full movement. That's gonna be serrated death. Is not happy about this. I don't have his character sheet, so he's gonna turn towards the dragon and just shoot a big old glob of acid at him. I keep rolling 4s. Serrated death just gonna pouch. Realizing he's in a bad spot, he's going to retreat away after missing with his acid attack. That ends his turn. The blue knight is going to shift over actually and take a swing at Kata. He takes both of these massive shields with spikes on it and tries to dig them into you. Whoa. 9. Does 16 hit you?
No.
Okay. Goes with the other one. Even worse. Last one. That's good. 23.
Yep.
All right. You take 12 piercing damage. As he misses with the first one, misses the second one, comes through and or not 12. I'm sorry. 9. Hits with the final one.
So that would be 5 halved.
It would be 4. You round down.
Okay, thank you. And how much did I take from that dragon again?
66.
No, I meant from the tail.
Oh, I think it was 18. So half of that would be 9.
Yeah, thank you. Whoo, boy.
That was the end of the Blue Dragon Knight. That brings us to Fade. You got a lot of friends around you.
No, they all left me. I can't do anything for them. Let's see. Alright, so I go here. So this dragon had a dragon rider, right? Or a dragon knight? Would it be happen to be wearing a saddle or anything?
No. Dragon Knights don't ride. They're dragon masters.
Okay. So. Just asking. So I will run to there.
Okay.
I will Misty Step over here. And
so you guys watch as Fade just starts running, and then you watch in this puff of smoke, he just disappears and reappears on the other side of the dragon.
What time of day is it?
It would have been, let's say, early morning.
I will make what little darkness is around me go away as I draw it into my gauntlet.
Okay.
And I will use my action to power up the shadow. And that is my turn.
Awesome. So that ends that. Brings us to Aramis is going to Green Flame Blade that dude again. You guys might want to get different allies, or at least get someone else to roll for your allies. He sits there, lights his rapier on fire, thrusts it into the blue Dragon Knight, and it just bursts with fire and leaps over to the red Dragon Knight as well. And that's going to be... All right, and the blue Dragon Knight is looking pretty rough. That ends his turn. The red dragon is going to... Yeah, he actually has no issue with this because his Dragon Knight is fine. And he's going to get everybody but Aramis
Oh, Lord.
in this.
What if I don't want that?
Tough titty says the kitty, but the milk's still good.
Okay.
I lied. The serrated death is okay for this. So I need dex saves from Urabade.
Natural 20!
Nice.
Not bad. So you'll only take half damage.
Oh, God.
Oh crap! Wait a minute. I have to see if he can do this.
Oh, that's different.
The breath recharges.
Fuck
And
you.
so, no, I rolled a 2, so it didn't recharge.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So he
I
wasn't
critted
able
a
to
save.
do that, which is going to change what he does.
Oh, damn it. You made me waste my crit.
I'm
Me
sorry.
and Pat.
Mine too! Damn it.
He can't do that. He's going to... It screams and roars and tries to scare you guys, but you're immune to it.
Yeah!
Aerospace, bitch.
And it's going to actually fly here and try attacking Kata, because she's the biggest target he can reach right now. So it comes in and tries to bite you first with a nat 20.
I will make that not a crit then.
Oh, thank God.
Fucking
Then
love
it's
great clips.
Just 19 piercing damage, half to 9, and
Okay.
7 fire damage, which you take the whole of.
7.
And then 2 claw attacks. So the first one is a 19. Or 18, sorry.
9, 7. That hits.
Okay, and the second one is also an 18. So you take 15 halved to 7 twice.
Okay.
14 total.
All right, so that ends that dragon's turn. That brings us to Willow.
So she can no longer fly.
Concentration.
Yeah.
Boy,
Well,
what
I
hit
did take
her?
66 lightning.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even roll for that. It doesn't matter. Can't quite hit a 53.
Yeah.
Well, actually, go ahead and roll. If you hit a nat 20, you get to keep it. It's not in the
Alright.
rules, but I'm like, you know what? Give it a shot.
There's always a chance.
Got it.
15.
Figured
quite.
I'd let you
Alright.
try.
Sounds good. Drinking healing potions as an action or a bonus if it's yourself?
Bonus if it's yourself. Force feeding's an action.
Sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, then bonus action, she's gonna drink her greater healing, which is 4d4 plus
You know,
1.
drinking's not the answer to everything.
Don't tell that to the bartender.
That's true.
Well, that's 12 points then. That's fine. Alright, yeah. And then she will get the hell out of there and dimension door over here.
You watch as Willow kind of conjures magic and this door appears and she walks through it. The dragon takes a swing with his tail and hits nothing because you're just too fast at teleport. And because of where you teleport, nobody has any clue where you went because you teleported behind a wall.
That's okay. You're out of danger for the moment.
Yep.
And theoretically, that spell can send you 500 feet away. So, yeah, they got no clue where you are.
Right. But I tell my friends telepathically where I am.
More
Nice. GG.
Nice.
And anything else?
No, that's it for now.
All right. Brings us back to top of the order, but right before that, the blue dragon is going to beat his wings, and a huge gust of air is going to go around.
Forgot about that.
I need a deck save from Ava.
Sounds good. I have advantage on those. It's not bad. 17.
Roll your d4.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot
don't
about that.
forget your D4, because that may make the difference.
19.
Okay, it's DC 19.
Woo!
You still take 15. Oh no, you don't take any damage. You just there's wind, but you watch him go. Watch him go all the way over there.
Can he see me now, or is he looking the other way?
If he looks towards you, he will be able to.
Sure.
Bitch, don't you run away from me.
Kata, you're up next.
Lost
you're-
the audio, Katie.
Come on, roll 20.
Hey.
I don't know why it's only affecting Kata, because it's obviously roll 20, since every time she resets, it's fine. I may need to start experimenting with a different. There we go.
The blue dragon knight's close to death, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking 2 swings at him.
Smashy.
Okay. That doesn't hit. That's a 10. And second hit. Not going well for me tonight. That's another 10.
So you sit there and you bring your fist down, and he brings his shield up and deflects one, deflects another. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I'm going to use a bonus action to heal.
Okay. And you watch as Kata kind of places her stony fist on the ground and actually starts like drawing earth up to fill in holes and things like that, a la Sandman. All right. Next up is the blue dragon, who, seeing as things are going rather poorly for him, is going to fly away.
Oh, you weenie.
I wanted a piece of him. Damn it.
I wanted to kill him.
Oh, I should roll for his lightning breath. Yeah, I got his lightning breath back, so.
So he should stay and fight.
Do you want another 66 damage?
I don't care.
So he went away. It is who is it? Avok, you are up next.
All right, if
You
I
hear
see
the serrated death kind of rally. Is like, we've got one of them gone. Go for the other.
Freaking dragons are pansies.
Well, he took almost 200 fucking damage.
Yeah,
Remember, he got
Yeah.
hit by a breath attack.
fair enough. All right. Okay. I'm gonna move up. Hang on. 15 feet right next to BDK.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take one swipe at him, see if I can kill him. Okay, that is a 23.
23. Definitely hits. Roll damage.
All right. That's good. 18 points of damage.
All right. He's just barely clinging on to life,
Okay.
and he makes a save.
All right. One more hit on him. Well, another hit to go. 27 to hit.
Another hit.
All right. Nice. That's 17 point. Yes, 17 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Okay. How is this guy decked out? Is he like shields or swords or?
Paired shields.
Gotcha.
Plate armor, paired shields. All of it dark blue.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Avok, for his first swing, he's going to cut off one of the arms, and then for his second swing, he's going to horizontal swing and essentially slice off it, like from chest to head, but also getting the other arm.
Okay.
So,
So you guys watch as Avok just starts running towards this guy. The defender puts his shields together, hunkers down, waiting for the blast. As Fade gets near, you watch him come up and kick off the shield as the Dragon Knight feels it kick off. He opens them a little bit to see what's going on, and Fade takes that just brief moment to stick his axe through, twist it, that knocks one of the shields out, slices off one of them. As he lands, he goes into a spin coming from the opposite direction, slices through the neck, through the chest, lopping off the other arm, and just kind of spins for a second there, lands. The Dragon Knight just hits the ground as a bloody mess.
good job, Fade.
Did I say
Thanks.
Fade? I meant Avok.
I think I did it.
All right.
In a
well,
very
I'm not
Avok kind of way, Fade now is a barbarian. Fade
Okay.
the barbarian.
All right, and now that he's dead, I'm going to. I still have like some movement, a lot of movement, but I'm only going to use like 5 feet and move on top of. Well, sort of on top of them. However that works.
You
Yeah.
can stand on his corpse.
All right, and I'm going to take my third swing at the red dragon.
Good.
That is a 25 to hit.
Definitely hits, though he's taking a lot less damage.
That's fine. That's 19 points of damage.
All right, so you take a swing at him. He doesn't seem to bleed at all from this. His hide is just too thick. You haven't cut deep enough into it yet.
Give me time.
Anything else you want to do?
Nope, that's everything I can do.
All right. Dead Red Knight is gonna spin around and he takes his double blade and throws it. And I need Kata, Avok, and Fluffy to all make dex saves.
No problem with that.
Fails.
I might have a problem with that. Ugh. Okay. Shit.
Hey, Avok, what'd you get?
12.
Okay. Kata? Sorry, it looks like I lost your audio again. Fluffy fails too. So you guys all take 23 points of slashing and fire damage.
It is like that 23 points is just
It's both damages, so you wouldn't get to half it because you'd half the slashing, but it's fire as well.
if
So
it's also if it's simultaneously fire, I can't do shit about it.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, that ends his turn. That brings us to Fade.
Okay.
I would like to.
Do some crazy cleric shit.
I will go to this spot, which is not smart. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, and then I will telepathically tell Willow, peek out from behind that rock. I got something for you. And I will hold a heal spell until I can see Willow.
Okay. If you wanted to, you'd only have to get to what about here to be able to see her.
Oh no, I need to be in range of everybody to help.
Okay, that's fine.
That's it. I'm done.
Okay. It is Aramis, realizing fire's not a great thing to use against a dragon, is going to he's level. Yeah, he brings his hand together, having seen this work before. Brings his hand together, takes them slowly apart, and you see this lightning just traveling between his hands, and he just points it at the dragon, and this bolt of lightning goes, and the dragon chooses to succeed, which still means it takes a fairly large amount.
Yay, resistance.
Actually, he doesn't choose to succeed because he
Oh.
is a little bit too arrogant.
Ooh. Rawr.
And he's got a lot of hit points, so he can take a single blow from that. All right, so the bolt goes and rushes over him, doing a fair amount of damage, but not enough to do too much. He's looking a little bit rough now. You can see he's breathing a little heavier. You can see a little bit of blood coming out of his snout. That ends his turn. It's the Red Dragon Show, starring Red Dragon.
Where are you, bitch?
And he gets his breath back.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
And he's going to...
Ugh.
Yeah, he's going to move here.
Oh, do we get a touch of opportunity?
You do, because he doesn't think you are worth
Fighting.
about.
Okay.
So I get an attack of opportunity on him?
Yep. Aramis does too.
Good.
Aramis actually hits.
19.
It's a 23 to hit.
You both hit.
Yeah.
Good. Nice. That's 20 points of damage.
Okay. Okay.
11 points of bludgeoning.
He's looking pretty rough.
Fuck with me.
And you see heat start rising from his mouth as he unleashes this torrent of flame and hits everybody,
Oh God.
including his own knight, but his own knight seems immune to fire.
Including me?
The wall will protect you.
As far as that flame reach.
It's a 90-foot cone.
Ah!
So actually,
yeah,
it may not reach all the way over to her. Where's the tool?
It's like the fourth one down.
Yeah. I fail. Say goodbye to the elemental form.
No.
Uh-oh. Did I fuck?
All right. So, what do we have? Avok?
Hang on. Sorry. Oh, scheiße, this might not be good for me. I doubt a 14 will help, so
Nope.
I'm probably...
Fade,
25.
you actually save. Willow, you're fine. Kata, do we have Kata? Can you guys see her?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna refresh real quick. Oh wait, no, maybe she's coming back here. You can do it, Kata. Otherwise, I may be able to do it, Kata. There we go.
How much do I take? Because I failed.
Okay. It's going to be 63 fire damage for everyone that failed.
Yay! So that's... I'm no
Okay.
longer an earth elemental. Which we need to do some math. As soon as I can find myself. Thank you. Oh God. We can put me back to normal now, Jody.
Got to go.
Thank you.
All right. And after he blesses you with fire, he flies off because you guys have done a shit ton of damage to him, and he doesn't want to die right now. And
Did you just leave his night?
is right now, yes.
Not surprising.
Willow, you are up next.
Well, I'm gonna start by moving so I can see Fade.
Poof.
Okay.
60 hit points.
What did you cast?
Heal.
Oh, you had to touch for that.
60-foot range.
Shit.
Nice.
It's actually 70 hit points if it matters. Not 60.
No, but thank you. Well, I'm back up.
Okay.
All right. What else do you want to do?
Well, so we just have
Just
the one guy left.
dragon that right now.
All right, then I will just let's do magic missile because I haven't done that in ages.
Willow extends her hand, and these bolts of magical energy fly out.
It's just 10 points of damage.
Okay. It's looking rough. It's back to Kata.
Okay, yeah.
I'm actually gonna move a little bit closer to just let me know.
Good. Go for it. So, what do you want to do, Kata?
Okay, I'm going to. No one's close enough to give me an attack of opportunity, right?
No.
Okay. I'll back out so that I can. I still see the guy, and then I'm gonna cast Blight on him.
Ooh.
There goes my plan. What's the save? Ignore that. Just roll warrior damage.
Okay.
Now, does blight, doesn't that require touch?
Ooh.
I think
And is it-
everything requires touch.
30 foot.
It's 30 foot?
30
Okay.
30-foot range. Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It's hold while I roll 8d8 necrotic.
All right then.
Beautiful.
So, 31 points of necrotic.
All right. So you guys watch as Kata sits there and forms this kind of ball of energy that encompasses her hand and turns it kind of dark. And she just reaches down and touches the ground below her. And this line of rotting plants and everything just shoots towards him. And you can see it travels up his legs and rusts his armor. And you can see blisters and pus start shooting out of his legs and his arms and that. He looks really rough, but he's still alive. So, anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Right. No more blue dragon. Fluffy doesn't have room to do anything, so we'll just stand there. Avok.
3 swings.
I don't see this ending well for him.
Anyways, 21 on the first hit.
Yep. Go and just roll damage.
Oh, okay. It's 18 points of damage.
Yeah. How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bisect his ass.
Okay. So he sits there, and you see him starting to glow a little bit, and you can see his armor's starting to change slightly. And as soon as you see that, you've seen Elaine do this before. And before wings sprout from his body, you just bring your axe up, and shoom, and 2 perfect halves fall to the ground.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Looking around, you don't see or hear any more dragons coming towards you, and that is where we're going to end it for this week. So yeah, if you missed any of the show, I do upload these all to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TrenderJody. Feel free to catch up there. Want to thank Rex Monster 00 Live for the follow, and Tiny Little Dragon for chiming in and saying hi. Please, if you do watch this on YouTube or the video on demand, feel free to tune in every Wednesday. I start at 9 p.m. Central Time. I run some sort of D&D. So yeah. Otherwise, again, that's all for me. See you guys next time. All right. Bye bye.